Today I'm going to be talking about a new game on Roblox called Right to Fight. It's a really good game that I would recommend playing if you have the time. But if you play it on mobile, I recommend connecting a PS4 or Xbox controller to the device that you're playing on, because it is incredibly hard to play on mobile. So we're just going to be going over like the basics, what not to do, what to do today. And before we get started, this script is completely unplanned, so I'm going to stutter a lot while doing this. And I may need to do a lot of cuts. So starting off, I'm going to talk about the classes that, like, just talking about them in order from what I think is the greatest. Like, classes, starting out with Fisticuffs. Fisticuffs, there's not much to say about it, really, because Fisticuffs is a very balanced class. And I gave it trying to remember, I gave it a 3-star damage, 3-star speed, and I think a 3.5-star mode. And I would not recommend using this because it isn't that good, and it requires like a butt ton of skill to use efficiently. My friend Drew, that has been on the channel like during identity fraud videos and that stuff, he's a Fisticuffs user. It takes a lot of skill to use Fisticuffs, and I would not recommend using it if you're looking to play the game casually. Next up is Frenzy. Frenzy is what I use because, in my opinion, Frenzy is just the best. But once I took like a point of view of someone that hasn't played the game before and just used all 3 classes, Frenzy, I give a 1.5 damage, 5 speed, and 4.5 mode, because the mode is incredibly good for Frenzy. The mode in Frenzy will heat mode, is what I say when I'm talking about mode. The mode in Frenzy, basically, it makes it so every hit either hits 3 more times or 2 more times, for a total of 3 or 4. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to how many times it hits, but I know in heat mode it hits extra times and you get extra fast by a tiny bit. The downside to Frenzy is that it cannot pick up weapons or throw people. You can only kick. And the kick does pretty decent damage. It's just that, like, you can't pick up things. And it's really a big liability, and is a big reason why a lot of people don't use Frenzy. Anyways, moving on to Brute. Brute is really good, just like Frenzy. Brute, I gave it if I remember correctly, I gave it a 5 damage, 1 speed, 1.5 speed, or 1 speed. And mode, I think I gave it a 4.5 or 5. The speed on Brute I'm going to talk about first, so we can end on a good note for Brute, because it's so good. Brute, it's really freaking slow. You can pick up motorcycles and dumbbells with this, only because it's Brute, and barbells / dumbbells and motorcycles is probably the best weapon in the game anyway. It's just a really good class for picking up those things, because it can only pick up those things. Fisticuffs can't. And Brute, its attack speed is incredibly, its attack speed is slow. Its move speed is painfully slow. Fisticuffs movement speed is pretty slow, but Brute is on a whole nother level of slow. if you're fighting a boss like Volcan, which I'll get to later in the dungeons section, fighting a boss like Volcan, going and picking up weapons to finish him off quicker is like the most painful thing I've ever done. And but Brute, besides that, Brute does so much damage. It can pick up any weapon in the game. It does, like, its essence of a beatdown is better than essence of, I think, whatever one is for fisticuffs and essence of football kicking for frenzy. It's just a big damage class. And a lot of people use this because big groups of enemies get shredded by this because the heavy attack, after you do like if you get up and you keep comboing one guy with light attacks, if you heavy attack, I'm pretty sure after a couple of light attacks, your heavy attack will make you spin around with your fist and it'll like just destroy everyone. And Bruce really good. Oh, I'm surprised I even grabbed him again. No, they all broke. We have a shoe. What, the shoe's sicker than it? Oh, there goes the shoe. His sicko mode is really annoying. Oh, I love taunting him. Why don't you taunt? Uh-oh, I can't taunt anymore. Oh, I'm getting my ass kicked. I think, maybe. No, he's probably fisticuffs. Because Jeff saw it. Oh, no. Yeah, he's probably fisticuffs. Oh, yeah, he's definitely fisticuffs. Yeah, he's fisticuffs. Actually, he's frenzy. I just saw that. He just kicked you. Yeah, he's a frenzy user.